Hi, my name is Sylvia Bernstein. Welcome to the Aquaponics Source Grow Lab. What we're going to do now is a series on testing, water testing. So how to do the tests and what you should look for based on the results of the test. The first thing that I want to talk about, though, is your test kits. We're a big fan of the API Freshwater Master Test Kit. It's pretty inexpensive. It's under 25 bucks. So this is what we're going to be using. Today, we're going to start with talking about pH. And there is a separate API pH kit. There are also pH meters and pens. These are a little bit easier. You get a digital readout, you just stick them in, you get your pH. You do need to calibrate them though, and you need to maintain the probe. So I'm not, somebody that uses these. I think that the pH test through this kit is so easy and so quick, you might as well just do it this way. But if you're the kind of person that would like to have that digital readout, then by all means, get the pH pen. How do you do these tests? Well, what you're doing is you're taking a test tube. This tube has a white line on it, so you're going to want to fill the water up to the white line. There will be a meniscus or a concave portion of the water. You're going to want to try to get the white line right there on the meniscus, or sort of splitting the top and the bottom of that. Once you have that, then what we're going to do is we're going to put drops in, put the cap on, shake it up, and read it against our color chart. So, first thing we got to do is get water in this thing. You're going to get water in above that white line, and then you can either shake it off, depending on how skilled you are at that. You might also want to use something called a transfer pipette, and this allows you to just take water out and dial it in so that you can get to that white line. Here's our test tube with the water in it. We're going to want to take the pH bottle, the blue bottle. To open these, by the way, they are adult proof. So to do it, you want to actually take your thumb and push that red knob to the left while twisting the cap to the right, and it'll come right off. You want to put the nozzle there, the nipple, all the way in the vial and add 3 drops. 1, 2, 3. And give it a little gentle shake. And then with the pH test, you can actually immediately read what your system's pH is at. Now, given this, I'd say we're right at about a 6.8 to 7.0. That's right where you want to be. In aquaponics systems, we target being, between a 7.2, 7.4 and about a 6.4. I recommend that you do this test. If you think your pH is generally pretty stable, I do it about once a week. If you're doing a lot of adjusting, or you've got some reason why pH is really fluctuating, then doing it as often as every day, every other day is a pretty smart thing to do. And as you could tell, it's really, really easy. Now, if we were all the way here in the yellow zone, where it says 6.0, that does not necessarily mean that we have a pH of 6.0. What that means is we have a pH of 6.0 or lower. Now, this Freshwater Master Kit does not have a low pH test. If you want to know how low you are, you're going to need to get a different test kit. But the bottom line is if you're at 6.0, you need to take action and add our Aqua up and get your pH up. And I also would like you to take a look at the video that we did on buffering your pH, and you might want to consider buffering. Now, if you're all the way down here in the blue zone where it says 7.6, again, that does not mean that you are at 7.6. It means that you're at 7.6 or higher. So what you're going to want to do then is you're going to want to get another vial of water, another test tube of water, and you want to go to the high pH test. Now, based on this, our pH is good, so this isn't going to tell us a lot, but If I put those drops in, you put 5 drops in, give it a shake, and then you compare it to this second column of colors, and that's going to give you a much more accurate reading. Depending on how high that is and where you are in the life of your system, you may or may not need to do any adjusting. When you're during cycling, a higher pH, even approaching as high as 8, is perfectly fine. The bacteria in your system prefer a higher pH. The fish prefer a higher pH. It's just the plants that want it to be down lower. While you're cycling, we're not so worried about the plants. You might not even have plants in your system. So a higher pH actually is going to help you cycle a little bit faster, so don't worry about it. If, however, you've got a system that's fully cycled and mature, and there's something in your system that's constantly pushing that pH up, generally something having to do with your water and the hardness of your water, you may need to do some adjusting. I would only do that if you are at about 8, 8.2 or higher. We do have a pH down, Aqua Down product that you can use for that. So that's pH. Now we're going to move on to ammonia and nitrite.